Hello and welcome to Superscreen News at 6, broadcasting to you live from the city of Lagos State, Nigeria. I am Olamide Onwuka. Many thanks for joining us. The Police Service Commission, PSC, has invited 6,553 students for training and recruitment into the Nigeria Police Force. The Commission said the candidates whose names were posted on its website should proceed to training school on or before June the 13th. All successful candidates were also directed to check their names at their various state police command headquarters for institutions where they are to be trained. The date of commencement of the training is Friday, June 8, 2018, and resumption closes on June 13, 2018, in all training schools. President Muhammadu Buhari has signed into law a bill that stops a vice president who completes the tenure of a president from recontesting for the office of president more than once. The senior special assistant to the media on National Assembly matters, Ita Enang, disclosed this to journalists on Friday. Enang said the new law, persons have taken oath of president or governor once can only contest for one-on-one times afterwards. He also said as part of the amendments made to the Constitution, the President granted financial autonomy to state judiciaries and the state of assemblies. The federal government has reacted to claims by former President Olusegun Obasanjo that it is plotting to silence him using false witnesses to indict and possibly arrest him. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, who disclosed this in a statement, said allegations by the former president are frivolous and aimed at distracting the government. The minister said the timing of the allegations and some other were cleverly choreographed to divert attention from a widely acclaimed presidential proclamation and to show up support for a waning and egotistical cause. And now, in preparation for the 2019 election, the judiciary and the media have been advised to show professionalism in the discharge of their duties. This appeal was made by speakers at the 2018 National Association Judiciary Correspondent Lecture held in Ikeja, Lagos State.
Judiciary as well as the media have important roles to play in ensuring a peaceful transition from one government to another. The judiciary must be ready and prepared to adjudicate over the disputes that will arise before and after the elections. It is said to be the last hope of the common man and is seen as the protector of the people from all forms of excesses on the part of the executive and the legislature. The media, the fourth estate of the realm, and the fourth pillar of support for the three arms of government, the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary, must also prepare for their role of information dissemination, news analysis, and public enlightenment.
Judiciary is a sacred arm of government which will be insulated both from politics and people harassment by politicians. As the 2019 general elections draw near, all of us must come to the realization and agreement that the judiciary must be accorded with due respect, while the sacredness must be protected.
Today, media trial is much more important than even judicial trial. Today, once you are suspected, there is no suspicion anymore in our law. You are alleged to have committed any offense in Nigeria, you are already guilty. Going through the process does not matter for anybody on the street. It is not so where we of law operates. Once you are alleged of having committed an offense, you are a mere suspect. You are entitled to all your rights under the Constitution. And you are not a guilty person. Allegation does not amount to guilt until the prosecution has established your guilt and the court has made the promotion. You need to educate Nigerians.
The All Progressives Congress APC legal advisor Muhiz Banire and the second national vice president of the Nigeria Bar Association, Monday Ubani, decried the level of ills in electoral dispute and impunity in the system.
if we must sustain our democracy, there must be respect to institutions. And I keep advocating it. Irrespective of the defectiveness of their nature, of those who are presently there, we cannot, because of few people that are there in the House, begin to disrespect our National Assembly. I will not encourage that. I will not encourage disrespect to our judiciary because of few bad eggs. It's wrong. Our institutions must be respected. Our institutions must be protected and made strong. And so if National Assembly invites any person, I also advise that person to appear, because it's a sign of humility again, that you're a public officer, it shows humility. When you are being invited, you appear. If EFCC invites you, if a police invites you, for God's sake, I advise my clients, go. It makes things easier for you when you go there and then answer them, listen to what they want to say, and then use your wisdom in answering them, rather than saying I'm keeping away and then becoming, that is impunity. And we conversed for this government in order to end impunity in the system. And we don't want this government also to continue to enthrone impunity.
The credibility of election determines whether there will be election petition or otherwise. If the election is credible enough, of course we will not find much electoral dispute. But the reality of the matter is even that, as presently constituted, I'm not too sure that the mode or the procedure we are using to adjudicate in election dispute is the best. My advocacy is that we have to do away substantially with evidential rules into the realm of juries, applying the jury system. Because most of the evidential rules are too technical to bring out justice at the end of the day in most instances. So my advocacy has been that we need to take a gamble first and foremost, maybe at any of the levels, to test run the application of juries in the settlement of electoral disputes.
Ogun State government has declared Tuesday, June the 12th, 2018, work-free day to enable residents and other stakeholders mark the Democracy Day. This was contained in a statement signed by the Secretary to the government, Taiwo Adeoluwa. According to the statement, the day will also be used to celebrate the recent conferment of a posthumous national honor of Grand Commander of the Republic of the acclaimed winner of the annulled June the 12th, 1993 presidential election, Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola. You will recall that the federal government had on Wednesday, 6th of June, conferred the highest national honor on Moshood Abiola and declared every 12th of June as the country's Democracy Day. Director General of the National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, Moji Adeyeye, says the agency has seized not fewer than 35 containers of tramadol at various ports in the countries. Adeyeye, who disclosed this to journalists in Abuja, said 9 out of the seized containers of tramadol were released to NAFDAC by the Nigeria Customs Service and had been destroyed by her agency. Adeyeye said tramadol is a restricted drug but had been abused by Nigerian youths who use it without prescription. According to Adeyeye, the drug destroys children's brain, thereby threatening the future generation of the nation. She lauded present administration for placing an embargo on codeine, which she said, like tramadol, should only be given out by prescription as done in advanced country. The Director General said the agency is more determined and committed than ever to see the menace of illicit and fake drugs in the country come to an end. And now 5 people have been killed in an accident along Langbata-Kakuta Road in Guarara local government area of Kogi State. FRSC Sector Commander Yusuf Garba, who disclosed this to journalists, said the accident involved a car and a truck. Garba said his men evacuated the remains of the deceased to the Suleja General Hospital. According to Garba, the cause of the accident is overspeeding and dangerous overtaking, and maintained that the FRSC will continue to monitor road users to guard against overloading and dangerous driving. FRSC Sector Commander also called on road users to adhere to traffic rules and regulations to avoid unnecessary road accidents. And our Borno State government has commended the United Nations International Children Education Fund, UNICEF, for rehabilitating 166 healthcare centers across the country. Executive Director of Primary Healthcare Management Board in the state, Sule Mele, made the commendation in an interview with journalists in Maiduguri. Male said the centers were some of those vandalized by Boko Haram insurgents over the years. He commended UNICEF for providing an enabling working environment, state-of-the-art facilities, logistics, as well as stipends for ad hoc staff who work in the centers. Melly added that UNICEF is also committed to immunizing, social mobilization, and supplementary campaigns against disease outbreak in the state. You're watching Superscreen News at 6. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some business stories. Stay with us.
Wọ́n tó gbé iléeṣẹ́ picnic wá sí ibi báyìí. A ní problem gan-an ká tó dá iná, ká tó ṣe wàrà. Kódà bójò bá ń rọ̀ gan-an, a máa kiri rẹ̀ lọ. Bọ́ ìyẹn ò sí nísìnyí mọ́. Àwa tá à ní milk tẹ́lẹ̀, iléeṣẹ́ picnic wọ́n ti gbé milk wá fún wa láti máa tà.
Happy World Milk Day.
I'm a cool for you. I don't like casala.
The largest big chocolate cup unveiled.
You can call me later. Yeah, I want to be your love.
Milk is good across the life cycle. Milk plays a key role in treating undernutrition, both in industrialized countries as well as developing nations.
Welcome back to Superscreen News at 6, and now for some business stories. The National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, have revealed that between January and March 2018, the country has earned a total amount of 577 billion naira from exports of non-oil products. An analysis of the merchandise trade report for the first quarter of 2018 showed the country has been experiencing steady decline in non-oil exports. The document stated that the non-oil exports value of 577.64 billion is about 12.3% of the total exports of 4.69 trillion, which the economy recorded in the first quarter of the year. Some of the exported products, according to the document, are sesame seed, raw cocoa beans, fermented cocoa beans, cashew nuts, and soya beans. The report showed that exports from Nigeria were mainly sent to the Netherlands, India, Spain, the United States, and France in the reviewed quarter. And the federal government is planning to distribute electricity to the customers in the Niger Republic. Yola Electricity Distribution Company, YEDC, the only DISCO being managed by the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing, is working with the power utility company in the Niger Republic to distribute electricity from Damasak in Nigeria to customers in the neighboring country. Managing Director, YEDC, Baba Mustafa, disclosed this to operators and power sector at the 27th monthly meeting of the industry stakeholders in Adamawa State. The meeting was chaired by the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Raji Fashola. Mustafa also said the YEDC is currently receiving 3.5% of the total energy sent to the national grid by power generation companies, adding that the firm had never rejected loan in spite of some constraints in the distribution networks. Still in business, oil workers under the aegis of Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasin, and the Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers says the petroleum industry bill must ensure that firms operating in the oil and gas industry do not use the law as a ploy to disengage indigenous workers. The union stated this in a joint memorandum to the Senate Joint Committee on the PIB, which is made available to journalists. The union said the PIB should give the regulatory agency the power to protect the jobs of Nigerians working in the industry such that nobody will be relieved of his job without the approval in writing of the regulator. The unions added that the PIB must ensure compliance by all companies operating in the Nigerian oil and gas industry with all international labor conventions that has been ratified by Nigeria. We'll take another break now. When we return, we'll take some foreign stories, plus we'll take some sports news. Stay with us.